like to introduce you to Peter Kinley. Peter is president of the Lunenburg Foundry. How are you doing, Peter?
Good morning, Jennifer. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Peter, I've been scrounging again on a few renovation sites, and I just can't let some of these old, hardware pieces go, and I'd like to use them again, but I'm a few copies short. Is it possible that the Foundry can make a few for me?
Well, sure, it's possible. We do this type of thing all the time, where people will bring in pieces that we duplicate for them.
Whether they're broken or they just need a few more?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Some of the pieces I've got here, Peter, I'm not quite sure if they are a Foundry process, a couple of hinges, a floor grate, and a bathtub leg. Are these all things specifically that you can do here?
Well, this first hinge is not. This is forging, which is done by a blacksmith, and that's not a cast piece.
Okay.
This other hinge, the second one, is a lovely example of a Victorian hinge. You notice the delicate filigree work on it. This could be taken apart and put in the sand and duplicated quite easily.
Oh, good. And the same thing then for the floor grate? I really like this pattern here.
The floor grate could be duplicated as well, and I think we could come up with a piece that would be have the same characteristics as that.
Oh, that'd be perfect for a job. But the most pressing thing, Peter, is I have a bathtub, an old, slope back porcelain bathtub, but it's a few legs short. Is it possible that we could look at getting one of these cast today?
Well, we certainly wouldn't want your bathtub to fall over, Jennifer, so I think we can probably help you out there. The guys have actually done these in the shop on a number of occasions, and if we hurry down there, we could probably catch them and see if we could duplicate it.
Let's go take a look then.
Okay, great. Well, Jennifer, this is our molding room.
What a great building, Peter. Wow.
Been around since the early 1900s.
Is that right? This looks like where the castings are made, is that right?
Well, that's right. Here's our molder, Wayne Zink, and
Hi, Wayne.
Wayne is going to try to duplicate this bathtub leg. You think you can do that, Wayne?
I think.
Must be fun to watch. Well, Peter, is this where the casting process is started?
Well, not really, Jennifer. Usually we start with a pattern. In this case, you provided a pattern with the leg, but we will start in the pattern shop to make a wooden pattern from a drawing that a customer would supply us.
So if someone knows the design but doesn't have the piece, it's carved in wood?
Well, that's right. Carved or cut out of wood. Sometimes we make them out of a number of smaller pieces added together, but the whole casting process starts in the pattern shop.
Oh, interesting. Now, Peter, can you explain for me some of the steps that we're seeing Wayne do here?
Well, Wayne is filling the box with sand, and the box is separated into two parts, a lower part that we call the cope, and the upper part, which is called a drag. He places the loose pattern in the lower part first, then fills it with sand, tamps it down, and then fills the upper section. He uses a parting sand to keep the sections from bonding together.
Oh, I see.
And then he can open the mold in order to take the pattern out. That gives us the cavity, which we fill with molten metal.
And Peter, what type of sand is used for this process?
Well, it's a synthetic silica sand, which uses special oils and clays as bonding agents to keep it together.
Interesting. Now, are we ready for the pour?
Well, just about.
All right. Well, Peter, it's obviously the most visual part of the process, but it's the hottest part too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of heat here. They're taking the molten metal out of the furnace now and pouring it in the molds. This furnace is cupola type, and it's mainly just a hollow cylinder that we fill with coke and iron pieces. When the coke burns, it gets pretty hot, and then when we turn the air on, turn the fan on to blow air in, it gets extremely hot, just like a blowtorch in that huge cylinder, and then
It's really flowing here, isn't it?
it melts and flows right out. Yeah.
And I'm noticing you've got this happy, hardworking team here taking the metal to the cast.
Well, we have to have enough guys to take the metal away because it just keeps melting through the process, and they can't let it build up.
No coffee breaks at this time.
Not right now.
Okay, once they're getting it to the cast itself, is there any special part of that process?
Well, once it's in the molds and poured, we just wait for it to cool down, solidify, and then we shake it out.
But the shakeout means we've lost the sand cast. That's only a one-time process.
Well, that's right. When you shake out, you destroy the sand mold, but you get the casting, and that's what we're here for.
How about the sand itself?
The sand gets reused, as frequently does the metal. We sometimes take scrap metal in and remelt that.
Oh, super. Well, listen, I'm anxious to see the bathtub legs. Maybe we can take a break and let them cool off for a bit?
Okay, let's get out of here.
All right. Peter, here they are.
Here you go, Jennifer. There's your original bathtub leg and your duplicates.
The turnover time is pretty impressive here, Peter.
Well, we aim to please.
Now tell me about the final parts of the process to get the legs to this stage.
Well, we took these legs down to the shop to be sandblasted, and that gives them a nice clean finish.
Yeah.
Similar to your shot peen surface, but this will give a little rougher surface to allow the paint to bond.
That's what I mentioned for this project in particular. They will be painted, so that's going to be a great finish. They've come off really well, Peter. I'm really pleased.
Well, thank you.
Now tell me about this type of work and the foundry work. Do you do a lot of this type of thing?
We do quite a lot of jobbing work for architectural purposes, a lot of gratings and filigree work on buildings. We see that as people become more aware of the value of the older buildings, they want to have period pieces, and this is one way to get them.
Well, just the pure beauty of these pieces, should it be inspirational for most people, but I hope they can fit it into all the marine work that I know the foundry's doing.
Well, we do a lot. That's because of our location here on the waterfront in Lunenburg.
Well, I know you're a busy man, so thank you for the tour today, and the last thing I guess I need is the bill.
Okay, we'll get you written up.
Thanks a lot, Peter.
Okay.